9 top pairings that made unforgettable films. Explore cinematic magic like never before in our latest video. 10 extraordinary pairings that made unforgettable films. From iconic director-actor duos to mesmerizing music and image combinations, we delve into the collaborations that transformed ordinary scripts into timeless classics. Discover the secrets behind these dynamic partnerships and how they shaped the films we adore. Whether you're a cinephile or just love a great story, join us for insightful commentary and behind-the-scenes trivia that will elevate your appreciation for these masterpieces. Extraordinary on pairings and behind-the-camera collaborations have elevated films to iconic status. Here are 9 memorable creative duos across acting partnerships and director-actor collaborations that made their films unforgettable.
1. Ingrid Bergman and Humphrey Bogart as Ilsa Lund and Rick Blaine set the standard for romantic chemistry in this wartime classic, making its emotional resonance unforgettable. These pairings, spanning dance, classic romance, epic dramas, and director-actor collaborations, demonstrate the transformative power of the right on-screen synergy or artistic partnership in cinema. 2. Among the extraordinary pairings in film history, the biggest box office impact, whether measured by raw gross or adjusted for inflation, belongs to the pairing of Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet in Titanic, directed by James Cameron. Titanic earned over $2.26 billion worldwide, and when adjusted for inflation ranks as one of the highest-grossing films ever. Other notable high-grossing team-ups include the ensemble cast of Avengers, Endgame and the iconic collaboration of Clark Gable and Vivien Leigh in Gone with the Wind, but Titanic consistently ranks at or near the top in terms of both popularity and box office receipts. When it comes to comedic duos, several have had major box office impact, but most of the highest-grossing comedy films are animated and do not center on traditional comedian pairings. For classic live-action comedy duos, here's how some of the most famous pairings stack up in terms of box office influence. Live-action comedian pairings. 3. The Blues Brothers. John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd brought the classic Saturday Night Live characters to the big screen. The Blues Brothers was popular but did not approach the box office heights of animated features. Trading Places. 4. Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy starred in this hit, which was one of the most successful comedies of the 1980s. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Bud Abbott and Lou Costello were legendary early comedians whose films were very successful for their era. For animated and family comedies featuring comedic partnerships, films like Toy Story, Tom Hanks and Tim Allen as Woody and Buzz, and Frozen, Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel as Anna and Elsa, have earned over $1 billion worldwide, but these are voice-acting duos rather than classic live-action comedian teams. The biggest box office impact among live-action comedian pairings comes from Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd in Trading Places. However, none of these films reach the multi-billion-dollar grosses of animated ensemble comedies. For pure comedic duo star power in box office terms, not adjusted for inflation, animated pairings like Tom Hanks and Tim Allen in Toy Story have set the highest marks. 5. Laurel and Hardy, one of the most iconic comedy duos of all time, made a significant box office impact with their films. Their biggest box office hit in terms of adjusted domestic gross is Sons of the Desert, 1933, which is considered their top-grossing feature-length film. On average, a Laurel and Hardy movie grosses about $76.22 million in adjusted box office terms. They had 7 films that crossed the $100 million domestic gross. Laurel and Hardy stand as one of the top screen duos historically, with only Abbott and Costello surpassing them in box office totals among classic comedy teams. Their filmography includes 27 full-length movies, with popular titles like Helpmates, Blockheads, Way Out West, and The Music Box, which have become staples of classic comedy cinema. In terms of comparison, they hold a significant place in film history, much like other famed comedic teams who have contributed prominently to box office and cultural legacy through their unique style and chemistry. 6. Zany, unpredictable, and amusing, Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder were the ultimate comedy pair of their era. Pryor was a master of observant humor, while Wilder's peculiar and eccentric personas made him a comedic prodigy. Together, they established an unstoppable force of laughter that brought joy to viewers everywhere. Their initial partnership in the 1976 blockbuster film, Silver Streak, saw Pryor portray a clever robber and Wilder a hesitant book editor, teaming up to resolve a homicide mystery aboard a train. The film was an immense triumph and led to 2 more movies, Stir Crazy and See No Evil, Hear No Evil, both of which were equally hilarious. In Stir Crazy, Pryor and Wilder's portrayal of 2 wrongly imprisoned men coerced to participate in a jail rodeo was an unforgettable scene. Their attempt to ride a bucking bull remains a classic and is still affectionately recalled today. 7. Bud Spencer and Terence Hill were one iconic duo back in the 70s and 80s, made some really great entertainers. Personally, I feel a duo that would be in the league of Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau, Laurel Hardy. Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis both were Italian, real names being Mario Girardi, Hill, and Carlo Pedersoli, Spencer, but they were more popular by their screen names. Hill's mother was German, while Dad was Italian, which explains his typical German look, and he was born in Venice, though he grew up in Dresden. Spencer, on the other hand, was born and brought up in Naples. 8. The fact that Neo, Keanu Reeves, and Trinity, Carrie-Anne Moss, even found each other in the dystopian world of is a miracle, let alone that they fell hopelessly in love. Their relationship intensified in The Matrix Reloaded and seemed to end tragically in The Matrix Revolutions. In 2021's underrated The Matrix Resurrections, the couple reunited, giving them another chance to change their messed up world. 9. Sandy and Danny, Grease. Fans were hopelessly devoted to Sandy, Olivia Newton-John, and Danny, John Travolta's love story when the movie debuted in 1978. In between dance-offs, refurbishing of classic cars, plus the Pink Ladies and Greasers singing Tell Me More, we learned that opposites do attract if there is enough effort.
From pulse-pounding thrillers to heartwarming dramas, these partnerships forged iconic cinematic moments that linger in our hearts. Join us as we explore the chemistry, creativity, and stories behind these legendary collaborations. Grab your popcorn and get ready for a film school lesson sprinkled with nostalgia. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more film insights. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content.